done it! They have gone back to back for the second year in a row! They have won
What
the
is
Stanley
up,
Cup!
everybody? My name's DG, and I'm joined with my lovely, beautiful, no hat co-host, Milkman. How you doing today, sir?
Doing well. Good weekend. College basketball started, if you didn't know. So that was a nice start.
I already know where you're going. I already know where you're going with it.
So
You're setting me for the trap, and I'm gonna tell you I don't give a fuck.
It's just a new sport. It's a new sport that's playing, and there was obviously a little Florida rivalry over the weekend, and really high hopes up there in North Florida and Tally. Definitely ranked to start the year. UF looked like shit last year, and well, kind of shut them up in that first start the season. So it was good. The Bucks suck, that's for sure. But
as I'm wearing my Tampa Bay retro throwback shirt, maybe to bring them some good luck, because God, that was painful. That was
a bad game. That was just
horrible.
top to bottom bad game.
But the Bolts. We went to the game last night. We'll recap them all, but wow, what a difference between my mood last week and my mood this week. I mean, you could see the smile on my face. You could see the smile on your face. I felt dead. I felt empty last week. And now I feel like I just got off of Shikra. Woo! Like, this is literally, if I could describe this season, it's a roller coaster, because I was looking back at our titles of like our episodes, and it's like Bolts bounce back, Bolts struggle, Bolts bounce back, Bolts it's all that same structure. So I feel like a moron titling these episodes every time, but that's just the way that the season's going. It's just an emotional roller coaster.
It really has been. Top to bottom, it's been an emotional roller coaster. We started so bad to start the year. And then week and a half in, 2 weeks in, we turned around. We started looking good. We started looking like the old Bolts again. And I think that was even the title of one of the episodes, The Old Bolts Are Back, something along those lines. And it was good. And then Kucherov got hurt. And that screwed everything up. Power play got messed up. Had to change the first lineup. But things have been, we're adapting. And we predicted going into this week it wasn't going to be a good week. We had 3 very difficult games. We had Carolina, who obviously we recorded right after that game last week.
Horrible idea. We'll never do that again. I gotta let the emotion wear off. I went back and watched it. I was like, yeah, I'm an idiot.
There was a lot of emotion coming out of you. You were venting hard.
Oh, it was very, very big vent. That was minutes after the game.
Yeah.
Where I threw my remote across the room.
Yep, my ass went from lucky couch to this chair.
It's not lucky unless I'm there. Let's be real.
Yeah, that's true.
Trust the numbers.
But yeah, playing the Islanders, playing the Panthers, both very, very good teams. Both teams that are going to be making the playoffs this year. We look good in both games. Absolutely.
So that's a great segue. We'll recap. Obviously, we have a lot to talk about at the Islanders game because we were there. Got some cool things to say about that. But let's just start in the beginning. Let's start with the Panthers, where we do pick up a win in a game where I love the way that we responded. We were, in my opinion, embarrassed completely against Carolina. Didn't look like we belonged on the ice. Here comes another self-proclaimed top team in the league. Back-to-back, well, not back-to-back nights, but back-to-back games. And I think we really held our own. I think Vasi was outstanding, as always. We said that last episode. And the boys stepped it up, to be honest. So I didn't watch the entire game. I was DJing a wedding. Shout out to me. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? It was a emo wedding, actually. It was, I don't know how I got booked for that one, but I learned all about punk rock and emo music for a wedding. So that was
black really, only. Full black dress for the
they asked me to wear all black, and I forgot to buy a black shirt. So yikes. But glad that's over. But while I was DJing, I did watch some of the game. I did see us Braden Point with the beautiful, just beautiful goal. And right when he made that goal, I was like, God damn it! I'm so happy he's on our team. He is filthy. He's filthy.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe him other than a dirty, filthy, sexy ass player. There, I said it.
Sexy ass player. His hands. I mean, he's got the quickest hands. I mean, passing wise, I think Cooch can have him beat there, but scoring wise, his hands and his wrist shots and his backhand are just so quick and it's so fluid and it's just so beautiful. Yeah, it's nice to have him on our team, that's for sure. He's not a guy who's really gonna. I was actually just gonna say he's not really a guy that's gonna get in there and fight very often, but he actually fought too. He got pretty upset. I think it was the Panthers game. It might have been Carolina, but I know it was within the last few games. He got pissed, and he went crazy. And it was good to see that fight come out of him.
I think it just brings up a good point where I talk shit about our grit and our want, and then all of a sudden, the next two games, I see it. It's just like they flip it on. So that's where my emotion came from last episode, is because I know it's there. I know we're capable of doing it, and we're not showing it. So it's really relieving to do this, to have this podcast and have this talk right now, because we've been saying it. It's there. Let's go. Keep it up. But I'm sure, just like this season, it's going to be a roller coaster. Here comes next week, and I'm going to be probably pissed again. And it's just going to be up and down. I've just come to accept the fact that one week I'll be okay, and the next week I will be an emotional wreck, very invested, very pissed off. And that's just how this season's going to be. And if that's what they want to do to me on their way to their third Stanley Cup, fucking do it.
Unfortunately, I think we're going to have to get used to that for both of our teams playing right now. This weekend for the Bucks, it was not good. I mean, just you defined it yourself. A team that you know can win. A team that you know can dominate. Just doesn't. It's so frustrating.
It's a joke, dude. The moment,
and that's what we saw. That's what happens with the Lightning with us, is we know they can dominate. We know that they can control the puck. They can play offense. They can play defense. Vasi can stop everything. And when he doesn't, when we don't control it, it's just so frustrating. And maybe we're a little entitled at this point. Maybe we're a little cocky at this point. But
100%. We're acting like we are just some historic franchises that are just perennial champions every year. We're new to this shit. We're like a couple. We're only a year or two into this shit. Like we're pretty spoiled at this point, and we're starting to act very entitled. And I see it and I feel it, and I don't know if I like this side of me. I kind of never mind. I was gonna say something. I do like this side of me, but I don't like the entitledness of myself, of how I've become.
We gotta remember where we came from. We had a lot of years
I've lost that.
throughout all of
I've
our
lost that me.
Late elementary to middle school to high school to even through college, bro. All of those.
I was the laughing stock of all my friend
lost.
groups. Yeah.
Yes.
Laughing
we lost
stock.
Everything.
Yeah.
So it's different. We're winning a lot, and it's nice.
It's bad because anytime I argue with a sports fan, now it's, when's the last time you won a championship? I can say that at Bucks games and Lightning games. Obviously not the Rays, but I mean, my girlfriend even pointed it out.
The one that I personally love going to is how many have they won in your lifetime?
That's the greatest.
We're young men, and we've gotten 3 in the Lightning, 2 in the Bucks. 5 total. Like,
that's actually, maybe we are such big losers like we really thought. How many fan bases can really say that? Like in your lifetime, in your lifetime though, like so people our age. I'm gonna say kids. We're not kids anymore. It's sad.
How many millennials? We'll say millennials.
Not a lot. I'll do some research on that, but not a lot.
I would say L.A., New York, Boston, maybe.
No, not New York.
New York. They've only had really
2 Super Bowls, and Yankees. So okay, so maybe New York, maybe if you're a Giants and Yankees fan. Hockey, nothing. I don't think. But
I don't think they've really got much hockey. But yeah, it's nice. It's nice being in Tampa right now. Tampa Bay, baby.
Absolutely. So let's hop into the Islanders game, which was just a sweet treat for those annoying, ignorant fans. It was just amazing. They started out the game, and of course, Milkman was late.
Yeah. Hey, traffic's a bitch.
It is.
Sorry.
It is. Milkman was late. He showed up
Man's
with
gotta
7
work.
minutes.
A man's got to work, and traffic sucks. So I got there when I got there. It was about
7 minutes
I think
left
it was like
in the
12
first.
Minutes.
No,
yeah, I was
7
gonna say
minutes
12
left.
minutes into the first period. I was gonna say
So
so
there
7
was
minutes
7
left.
minutes
I think I
left.
walked in with like. I think I walked in though, and then we had to go to the line, and I think there was a bathroom stop. There were a few stops once we got in Amalie Arena, but yes, I was not there on time.
So let me fill you in on what happened and what you missed. So I don't know. They do this chant where it's like, yes, 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 yes. So they scored first. So Barzell, I mean, it was a horrible play. I think it was Hedman that turned the puck over. One of the defenders turned the puck over.
It was Hedman.
And Barzell just had, as he's skating, I looked at my girlfriend. I was like, this is a goal. And they did. And they start going nuts. And then our sweet prince that we have been coaching on the Loose Pucks pod shoots a beautiful shot, created something himself. This is the Loose Pucks blessing. This is true. And if just like the Lucky Couch, just like what we said with Matthew Joseph. Oh, and if you think I forgot, here's the clip from last week. Here are the receipts to what we had to say. Take a quick listen. They just step in and just...
that out of is Matthew Joseph, to be honest. I'm getting
Yes.
that grit out of him.
Yes.
Unfortunately, the man can't score, but I mean, he has the
Unfortunately, the man can't score, says the milkman.
the grit. Yeah. He's making plays. He made a beautiful pass tonight. Awesome.
Beautiful pass. He did that last night as well.
He could put it in the back of the net.
That's step 2. That's step 3. We went through one and 2. We just got to keep pumping them up. So maybe we should just
stay on your right.
Maybe every episode we should pick one. It's a 3-step plan with every player, right? So we've done for the first 4 episodes. We'll do a 4-step plan. For the first 4 episodes, we're talking about Matthew Joseph, and he's taken 4 steps. All right. So next time we talk, Matthew Joseph will score. They'll go on a little winning streak. I'll shut the fuck up, not overreact, be pissed off. And then we'll pick another player, and then we'll do a 4-step plan with them. The next play. There it is.
Oh.
Did we not just call it?
Wow.
Did we not call it? Every week he's gotten better.
That is all the good juju. All of the good juju we
That is the Loose Pucks blessing, born right before your eyes, in front of everybody, in front of the whole city of Tampa. You cannot make this up. Trust the numbers and trust what we have to say. Not when I'm emotional, though. And I will preface when I'm emotional with just let it go in one ear and out the other. I just got to get it out. That's the whole point of me having this podcast, is to get it out. But I told you, we told you, he's going to score. And he did. And it was beautiful. He's on the second line right now. And he's playing. Goal. It wasn't a lucky goal either. That was created himself. So... also, what you missed in the first period was Zdeno Chara and Pat Maroon off the rip, dropping the gloves. I've never seen that in my life. That was amazing. My girlfriend looks at me and she goes, "What is happening?" I was like, they don't like each other. And they were just going at it. And I loved it because McDonough even said in his presser after the game that it set the tone for the game. And it really did, because that milkman was a brutal, grudge match between these two. You can tell they still got bad blood from last year. What did you think?
All right. Yeah, I think the Islanders are pissed. I think that they're a 1-0 loss away in Game 7 from having a Stanley Cup win last year. I think that they were undoubtedly also better than the Montreal Canadiens and would have won that cup if they would have gotten there. So yeah, they hate us. And to beat them the way we did, it's devastating. I mean, I think I saw a picture earlier that day of all the little clappers on the ice that we threw after that Game 7, just to add insult to injury. They had to skate through all of the clappers to shake the hands. They hate us. And I don't blame them. I mean, I would hate us too. It's back-to-back years that we have beaten them in the conference finals, and then won the Stanley Cup when they feel like they could have won the Stanley Cup both of those years as well.
Oh, it's amazing.
But it's nice to whoop that ass, and it's nice that we took it.
Absolutely. And their fans were they were silent. So are they now the library? I'm confused. Because remember last year when they beat us game one, there was literally nothing for us to cheer about. And
that was a bad game.
We were silent. So did you hear a peep from them?
I can tell you by the time I got there, it was a 1-1 game, and the Islanders did not have anything to cheer about the entire time.
And there was a good amount of fans there.
I missed the Barzal goal. So they didn't cheer. I didn't even really notice that
when they scored, it was loud. There was Islanders fans there.
I saw a lot leaving. I saw about 5 minutes to go. There was a lot of orange that was going walking down. Granted, we were up in the note, so a lot going down, but yeah.
Oh, it was so great. You know, my favorite thing to do at like sporting events is when your team's up, showing them the exit.
I know
just giving them directions to the exit and telling them to drive safe. That is just great. And then the section over was singing "Na na 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 hey hey goodbye." That was electric. I'm screaming, waving by. I kept my cool the entire time, but there's just something that is just within me that I just hate that fan base.
I don't know how you haven't strung but someone the wrong way, and like how you haven't just
no one has like tried to whoop my ass
from somebody. Because
I'm waiting for it to happen.
So many sporting events with you where I would like that guy's gonna get his ass whooped sometime. And
absolutely.
If they come up to us, I'm gonna be there and I'm gonna help try and back you up. But there was literally a few weeks ago where you ran after a guy. Just to let him know. You didn't actually you didn't physically try and altercate it, but just had to let him know.
All right, so let's segue off lightning real quick, and let me just explain myself in this situation, okay? So quick recap. All right, there's this guy standing over in Raymond James Stadium at 300 levels, and you know when you walk up and there's that glass right there, he's just standing there for a quarter and a half. We're playing the Dolphins. He's a Dolphins fan. And he's just sitting there the entire time. I told him after a quarter and a half of him doing that, yo, buddy, find a seat. And he goes like, what did he say? He said like, shut the fuck up or something. I think he said, suck my dick or something. And I said, suck that fucking scoreboard, bitch, or something like that. And then he called me. So it was me, my girlfriend, her aunt, and her cousin who's in high school. And he calls me a fucking bitch in front of them and said, come meet me down there. So what did I have to do? I went down there. Someone grabbed, it was my next door neighbor, Chase, growing up. He's now a cop, grabbed me and prevented me from going down. So then I was like, no, I'm cool. Boom, I hop up and I try to go after him. And by the time I go after him, he's on the escalator. So, I mean, I'm probably going to get my ass beat one of these days. Maybe when I'm like 40 or 50. Maybe when I'm a little bit older and they sense that I'm a little bit weaker.
Still let it be in front of your eventual kids one day. You don't.
No. That would be horrendous. I can't go out like that. But maybe when I'm weaker. But I mean, I talk a lot of shit. But back to the Lightning game. Please have my back. But no. I was calm though most of the game.
You were.
The biggest thing I had a problem with that game was the refs, who were horrible. Absolute horrible. You have a dirty hit by Martin on Killorn. I don't know if it was Martin. I don't know. It was somebody. I think it was Martin. Maybe not. Dirty hit, charging, boarding, anything that you like. What they're trying to get out of the game of hockey, that was in that hit. And then all of a sudden, here comes Cirelli, socks him, beats his ass. I've never seen Cirelli so pissed off in my life, and it was awesome. Whooped his ass. 3 huge haymakers. Dude couldn't do any. Maybe it was Brock Nelson. I think it was Brock Nelson. Could not do anything.
It was
Brock Nelson, right? So, and then Brock finally gets him down. But then the referees call a 5-minute or 2 minutes for instigating, 5 minutes for fighting, and a 10-minute game misconduct on Cirelli for defending the dirty hit. And then somehow Brock Nelson doesn't get a 10-minute game misconduct. He just gets 7 minutes. He gets 2 for boarding or 2 for charging and then 5 for fighting. Like,
Stupid.
make that make sense. There were so many refs you suck chant. It was a lot.
Normally, you get at least one good ref you suck chant a game.
It was 4 to 5.
Expected that you get one. There were multiple, and they were deserved. At least all the ones that I saw. I mean, granted, we're up in the nosebleeds, but I feel like when you have that bird's eye view of the game, you can see a lot, and you can see a lot happening simultaneously just because you have that. I call it the all 22 just because we watch so much football, but the all, I guess that would be 12 view of all the players down there. It was bad. They screwed up a lot. But at the end of the day, you'll hear every coach say it, and you'll hear every player say it as well. Don't put it in the hands of the referees. Just win the game yourself.
And we didn't.
Put the buck in the back of the net, and that's what we did. We scored more than they did, and Vassie just said no. Vassie had one breakaway against one of the best players in the league. He beat him.
Dude, that guy's scoring 7 out of the 10 times, like easily.
He is, and yeah, he is, and against even an average goaltender, it might even be more than that.
Yeah.
It looked just like Braden Point's goal, actually. The one where we beat in overtime. It was just a beautiful, quick backhand. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, it's just take the refs out of the game. Just score too much to where they can't do shit.
And we did that. So I want to put this on the record. I was able to see them live. Boris Tkachuk and Taylor Radish. You guys looked pretty good. So here's your flowers. Noticed
them.
They were flying around, man. They were physical. I think at one point, it was either Radish or Tkachuk. They lost their stick. Didn't care about the stick. Made a beeline for a check. Hit the guy. Went off the ice. I was like, this guy's awesome. I think it was Tkachuk, but that was awesome. Like, they were throwing bodies around, and maybe they're starting to really understand like what it is. Like, it just, once again, no coincidence, okay? The loose puck's blessing, and how we speak things into existence. I called these guys entitled. I called these guys not willing to work. And then, boom, 2 games later, we're still on a point streak too, by the way. They are flying around, throwing bodies around, and playing really well. And I'm starting to see some of the lines gel a little bit more. You see Perry on the third line with Maroon and Belmar. Joseph on the second line with Killer and Stamkos. And then obviously our top line. I mean, this has been pretty cool to see them turn around and, I guess, throw their bodies around and give some more effort after that lackluster performance against the Hurricanes.
Yeah, and I think one of the nicest things about it is I mean, we're in 3rd place in the division right now, in the entire Atlantic. We did not have a good start to the year. We saw ourselves as not doing well. The 2 teams above us, Toronto and Florida. Toronto has 3 more games played than us. So we've had a lot of space, a lot of times in between games in the beginning of the year here. And then Florida as well, 2 more games than us. They only have 4 and 6 points more than us, relatively or respectively. So if we win these next 3 games, we're tied for Florida for 1st place. So we're not even that far behind. Like, we're on track right now to be in 1st place. And we genuinely don't feel like our team is fully meshed together. So I think the only way the direction is up at this point. Again, this has been a roller coaster of a start of the year. We've been thinking the season was over. The Lightning are dead. The Lightning have been pronounced dead on this podcast already by Devin Garnett.
Don't listen to that, by the way. That was just very emotional. I just want to let you guys know that was just very emotional.
Dead, he said.
It's emotional.
Dead.
You did not go that far. Have you on record not going that far? I went that far.
You went far.
I'm still not going to apologize because I'm not going to apologize for being emotional. Can you
pronounce them back alive? Are you allowed to do that?
The Lightning have a pulse.
They have a pulse. You heard it.
They coded. We shocked them. They got the pulse. They're not in the clear. They have a pulse. A low pulse.
That's all right, though. We got a pulse. It's low, but we just gotta nurture it and bring it back.
Yes. But hopefully we got the best doctors on the team to bring this team all the way back. But the Lightning, let me look in the camera. The Lightning have a pulse. They're not dead. I'm not going to apologize. I was emotional.
He doesn't take it back, but
don't
he's
take
just
it back.
clearing the air.
I'm just clearing the air. We have a pulse. Little bit of an overreaction. Got it. Cool. I knew it when I said it, but that's just how I felt. So, two players that are the players that stepped up for you and the players that need to step it up. Go ahead.
Who stepped up? Andrei Vasilevsky. Guy's an animal. He's a stud. He already had, in my opinion, the save of the year in the Florida Panthers game, where it was overtime. Ekblad had the entire open net.
Oh my God.
It seemed like the game was over. The game, I genuinely felt it was over in that moment in time, and he somehow got the glove over and up and saved it. And then just minutes later, Palat gets the steal from Carter Vergehe, throws it all the way up to the ice to Pointer, and Pointer nets it for the win. So, and then even in this game against the Islanders, he had unbelievable saves. He led up just a one-on-one where he had zero help. And after that, he was shut down. He looked like he did in Game 7 last time we played the Islanders. So my guy who stepped up was Vasi. What about you?
My guy who stepped up, we haven't talked a lot about him, but Ryan McDonagh. He made an absolute phenomenal play against the Islanders. And he's just been steady, man. You haven't heard anyone really complain, oh, McDonagh, he's just been a rock steady guy back there. Hedman's had his woes. Ruda's had his woes. Chernak's had his woes. Sergachev had his woes. You haven't heard anything about Ryan McDonagh messing up. He's been pretty freaking solid. So my guy who stepped it up has just been consistent all season, Ryan McDonagh. The one who I guess needs to step it up, and I think it was last week I said the same thing. I'm just saying uncharacteristic plays from Victor Hedman. Like that goal on Barzell by Barzell was on him. I want to see him be of course everyone's human, they're going to make mistakes, but they're just uncharacteristic mistakes. And I compared it to you last night as like, when Kucherov sometimes gets that like lazy or like it seems lazy, but he's
makes
trying
the no-look pass when he doesn't have to make the no-look pass.
just making the game a little bit harder. Like, there was a time where he could have cleared the puck in another situation when they were pounding shots on us, and he like did something, tried to be cute, and they still kept it in the zone. And I looked at you, I was like, come on, man. Like, that's some Kucherov stuff right there. So, like, I just want to see him get back to the basics and be the shutdown guy again. So he is going to turn it up. I have zero concern that he will turn it up, but I'd like to see him step it up.
I agree. Of the lows, I think Hedman has had one of the rougher starts to the year. Granted, I think he's second in the league or in the team in points. I mean, he's still getting a ton of assists. I think he only still has one goal. But he's still playing well on offense, but his mess ups are big, and they're costing us goals, and they've costed us games, actually. We've lost because of some of the things that he's done. And when you depend on a guy as much as we do depend on Hedman, he can't mess up like he has been. So I hope he does get that together, just get the fundamentals back, get the mental back, and he'll get back on track. Like you said, I really don't see that much being of a problem in the future. Who I want to step it up, and it's not necessarily because he did poorly this week, and it's just I think it's his time, and it's just his time in his career, and it's his time with this organization, and that is Mr. Mikhail Sergachev. We had him in the Jonathan Drouin trade, and he was going to be young. He was going to be the next Hedman almost. He was going to be the next one of the best defenders in the league. He had this wicked sidestep when someone comes at you and just can make some the forecheckers miss, which was awesome. And he still does have that. He really doesn't use it anymore just because I think everyone's kind of figured it out at this point on him, and he knows that he can't really get everyone as much. But I thought his scoring would develop more and more and more, and it really hasn't developed as much as I was expecting it to. So I want to see him defend better. because he also has messed up in the other side on the defense. But I also want to see him score. So I would say my overall, just in his time of his career and his time with the organization, I know he should be getting a big paycheck pretty soon. I want him to earn it, and that's Mikhail Sergachev. He needs to step it up.
I love it. I think we also forgot to mention that Anthony Cirelli might be the biggest fucking warrior I've ever seen. He took a puck to the face. And if
Did
you
you
have
see the picture of his nose?
It was bad. If you have not looked at the picture and you're listening or watching this, go look at the picture. This dude's a fucking warrior. So obviously he didn't practice today. He had a body maintenance day, as you should. Like, that was bad.
Yeah, it's you obviously know Biz and from Spin Chicklets.
Yeah,
that guy's got a nose. Cirelli's nose is bigger than that. Yeah. So that's impressive. So I don't know how he did that.
Hockey players are just different, bro. They're just different.
Built absolutely different.
100%. So let's preview the games ahead before we hop into our Shoot the Puck segment. Lightning at the Flyers this Thursday, 7 p.m. We come home. We play the Devils, 4 o'clock Saturday, back to back. So we got the Wild Sunday at home. Then we'll have the Flyers again at home Tuesday. So what are you expecting from this week?
If we play how we played these last two games, how we played the Islanders, how we played the Panthers, we're winning these games. I feel good about that. The Flyers, they're hit or miss, to be honest. A couple of years ago, they got deep in the playoffs. Last year, they looked like crap. This year, they've looked good, and they've also looked bad. Minnesota, they have actually not looked as bad as people have expected them to look. But they're all winnable games. And I assume this weekend we're going to be seeing Elliott. He's going to be having some
he'll play Saturday or Sunday.
Yeah, so he'll probably play the Minnesota game. And who was the other weekend game? We had Minnesota, and you said it was the Devils?
Devils, Saturday.
Yeah, so my guess is he'll probably be playing the Saturday game. He'll rest Sunday, and then he'll play Tuesday. So he'll get those two days of rest. They probably won't do a Sunday and then play him again Tuesday. So he'll probably play against the Devils, and then we'll see Elliott. And I'm excited to see how our gray hair theory goes. Elliott has looked really good in his last effort. I thought he almost disproved.
Way better than his first.
Oh, my gosh. It was night and day. And it was absolutely night and day. Even just the way he gave up the rebounds. He wasn't just putting them right back into the slot where they could get hammered home. So I'm really excited to see about Elliott. I'm excited to see this team if they can keep rolling. Braden Point, he is just, like you said, just one smooth, sexy hockey player. He just gets it in the back of the net, hands just unbelievably smooth, and he's so fast. Hope he keeps it up. And I also want to shout out Belmar. The guy's a stud. He's been really picking it up on the PK for us. And I think that if we didn't have that just such a low-key free agent acquisition, we would be in trouble, especially on our PK and special teams right now.
Do you remember when he signed? And you're like, who is that? And we had to look up his highlights, and I was like,
I literally looked him up. Yeah, he looked good. And I was like, I didn't really know him too much at all.
Yeah, well, thank you, Belmar. Shout out to the Lightskins.
Yes.
I want to get my hopes let down again, so I'm going to predict a 3-0. 3-0 this next week, so I'll be ready.
All regulation wins? No even OTs?
I don't care. Just wins. Just wins.
Okay.
I'd like to see us actually, win an overtime game. I know we did against the Panthers, but we've talked about it last podcast how we've been horrible in overtime games. So I don't care if they're overtime games. Get the 2 points. Keep the point streak alive. But at least this week, to make me not jump off a ledge, just keep the point streak alive the next 3 games. They're all very winnable.
Yep.
Period. All right. Let's hop into our Shoot the Puck segment. I'll go first since you love to steal my shit. Last week, I wanted to die. I felt empty inside. This week, last week I complained about not showing grit, not showing toughness, not showing any of that. You flip the switch, something clicked. Let's start stacking it now. Let's start building that momentum. We have the potential to do it. My frustration, my emotion, everything comes from a place of love. All right, so don't get it twisted. I'm a fan. I love y'all. I know y'all can do it. I know you're capable of it. But it was just a little tough love last week. This week, I'm much more calm. I'm good. Let's keep it going, though. Keep stacking it. As long as you're playing hard and you're not going through the motions, I won't have anything to complain about. Period. Keep it up. Keep the intensity up, and the wins will follow. Go ahead.
I got a positive. Shoot the puck. Goes out to the Lightning fans themselves. That place was rocking last night. When we were scoring, that place was rocking. It was loud most of the game. We only had 3 shots on net in the second period, and the place was still loud in the entire second period. So my shoot the puck, it's pretty basic this week. Not throwing anyone under the bus, not being too mean. I just want to shout out the Bolts fans. We've been selling out games for years and years at this point, and we have literally made this city a hockey town. Jeff Vinnick has put a lot of resources into the city, and we have bought in as a community, and I love it because it would suck to live down there in Fort Lauderdale, and even as good as the Panthers are right now, no one cares. No one cares about them down there. So shout out to just Tampa Bay in general. Shout out to the fans. Shout out to just all of us because I am loving this time of just this community atmosphere of this, just the sports togetherness.
You know how cool it is to have an owner that has a stadium in a central part of Tampa and invests in the community and believes in the community and doesn't try. Isn't that great? And doesn't try to say that a professional sports team can only survive half a season here.
Oh,
you know?
God.
And then you get those fucking homers that fucking wrote one book and swears that all his research is the reason why everyone's quoting it. Fuck you, Michael Lortz. Fuck you. Fuck you. And if you haven't seen me go back and forth on Twitter, you won't anymore because he blocked me. Fuck you.
Little petty.
Fuck him. Couldn't wait to say this on the podcast. Move the Rays to Tampa, damn it. Make it fucking happen. Period.
I agree. Make it happen.
I'll be an ignorant fanboy, as you would say. It's going to work. I promise you. If we say it here on the Loose Pucks podcast, it works. Trust the fucking numbers. You want research? That's the numbers right there. Because the Loose Puck said it, bitch. Thank you.
Facts are facts.
All right. Well, we've been going for about 37 minutes. I felt really good. Sad to say it. 37 minutes. I've had a blast. I feel much better this week. Let's keep it rolling so I will not jump off a ledge. Go Bolts. Deuces. We will see you for episode 7 next week. Later.